What's going on, everybody? I hope you're enjoying your early Tuesday afternoon so far. This is NYG Jeffy T85 here, and I'm going to talk about something that has been bothering me about this Brooklyn Nets team all throughout this season, especially now. And I'm even going to include what happened before Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving were here. This Brooklyn Nets team sucks at rebounding. They suck. I mean, this team can't rebound to save their lives. They suck at rebounding. You want bluntness? Well, here's a bluntness right here. There's only two teams in the NBA that average less than 48 rebounds per game. Guess who they are? I'll give you a hint. One of them lies in Texas, and the other one lies in New York. And no, when I'm talking about the team that lies in New York, it is not the New York Knicks. In fact, New York is one of the better rebounding teams in the NBA. Guess who's in last place? You guessed it, the Brooklyn Nets. They're averaging a league worse 47.2 rebounds per game. And you wonder why the Nets are having trouble competing against some of these other teams in the NBA, especially teams that are bigger than them. The problem with the Nets is they're a transition three-point shooting basketball team right now that lacks in size. If you try to slow it up in order to get more rebounding, you're taking away from the biggest strength on your offense, which is transition offense, defense, and three-point shooting. If you try to be more of a rebounding type basketball team, and to be honest, the Nets don't have the personnel right now to be more of a rebounding based basketball team. They don't. If the only person on this basketball team that consistently goes out there and rebounds near 8-9 a game is Nicolas Claxton, if he's not playing, the Nets are in trouble. You sometimes get moments from Dorian Finney-Smith, or Spencer Dinwiddie, or Cam Johnson, or Deron Sharp, etc. But nobody on this team can consistently rebound. And even offensively, this team is getting dominated on the glass by opposing power forwards and centers on the glass. You are not winning basketball games. You are not being taken seriously if you cannot rebound the basketball more consistent than this Nets team has been doing. We obviously know what this Nets team is going to be focusing on when we get to the offseason. But right now, this team is 39-32 with about 10 games to go in the NBA season. And this Brooklyn Nets team has got a monster 2-game back-to-back against Cleveland at BarclaysCenter. A team that has Jared Allen, remember him? He was a Net. Evan Mobley, one of the better young power forwards in the NBA. Caris LeVert, remember him too? Darius Garland can rebound decently for a guard. Same thing with Donovan Mitchell. The Nets have got to do a good job. Yeah, they got to do better at rebounding. Now, I know it's going to be hard for a team to completely change who they are. The Nets have never been a good rebounding team. They were not a good rebounding team when Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving were here. They were still awful. Still an awful rebounding team. That's what plagued them last year, too. And for some reason, it got worse. It got worse. The Nets don't have a big on this team other than Nicolas Claxton they could trust to go out there and be able to clean up the glass, be able to get near the basket, get some offensive rebounds and putbacks or defensive rebounds to give the team their possession, or on offense to give their team another possession. That's the biggest problem and is what hinders this basketball team for all the season. Is rebounding has been atrocious. Atrocious. This team is barely averaging 47 rebounds a game. The only team the only team in the NBA that is averaging 47 rebounds per game. Every other team is 48 or more. And you wonder why the Nets are losing. And you wonder why the Nets are struggling right now. Because they can't rebound. The Nets' wide problem all season has been the rebounding. And this team is not going anywhere if they can't rebound better. And like I mentioned, the only guy on this team that consistently rebounds is Nicolas Claxton. He's averaging about 8+ rebounds per game. Close to 9. Otherwise there's nobody on this team that's probably averaging about 5. And that's the problem. And you're going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers team tonight that has 2 guys that dominate the boards offensively and defensively. And I'm talking about Evan Mobley and I'm talking about Jarrett Allen, the former Brooklyn Net. But like I mentioned, we know the deficiencies with this basketball team. They're not all of a sudden going to change it up, slow down their offense just to try to get more rebounding. Because if you do that, this Nets team is predicated on transition offense and 3-point shooting. That is how this Nets team, lives and dies on offense, is on transition offense and 3-point shooting. You take that away from them, this Nets team does not have the personnel to be able to go out there and, bang against other players, play well and try to rebound or out-rebound other teams. It's very rare the Nets are going to out-rebound you in game situations. It's not happening. The Nets are going to beat you with strong defense and 3-point shooting and transition offense and facilitating the basketball. They are not beating you with rebounding. They just don't have the personnel. When your second best options rebounding-wise are Dorian Finney-Smith, Day'Ron Sharpe, Cam Johnson, who is a good rebounder but not great. Actually, he's adequate. And now you bring in a guy like Moses Brown, who just got signed to the Nets and has not played yet. Got good size, but he hasn't played yet. This team is in danger of playing themselves into the play-in series. They have to do a better job rebounding, plain and simple. This has been a common trend for the better part of 2 years with this Nets team. The fact that they just can't rebound. Anytime they get near the glass, they're getting out-physicaled, pushed around. The other opposing team is just getting on the boards, second possession, third possession, fourth possession, defensive rebound, transition offense, 3-point shooting, no rebounding. It's just a common cycle with this Brooklyn Nets team. And it's why this team keeps losing. And it's why this team is getting abused on the boards. The Brooklyn Nets have got to find a way to do better on the boards. Make it more competitive at least. Case in point against Denver the other night. They got absolutely destroyed on the boards. And that's a big reason why they lost. And if they don't improve their rebounding, and I'm not honestly, you might be honest, I'm not expecting their rebounding to get a hell of a lot better with about 10 plus games to go in the season when it's already shown it's not going to be better. The Nets, we already know what the Nets need to do in the offseason. But right now, the Nets have got to at least somewhat close the gap on opposing teams rebounding the basketball because this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing that you're the only basketball team that is only averaging 47 rebounds a game. Every other team is averaging 48 or more. And you might think that's minuscule. That's a big part of why this Nets team can't win consistently and why they're losing 3 in a row. Because they can't rebound. And when this team can't shoot threes, they are screwed beyond belief. When this team can't defend, This team can't put together transition offense. They can't facilitate the basketball, and they can't shoot threes. They will lose games. They don't have the big men down low in the front court to compete with bigger teams like Cleveland, like Boston, like Philly, like Milwaukee, like the Knicks. They don't have the personnel to compete with these teams. And until this team gets better rebounding, nothing is going to change. But we'll have to wait and see. 10 plus games to go. Maybe this team starts improving rebounding going forward. I'm not expecting it. I'm not banking on it. But everybody can be wrong sometimes. Let's see if this Nets team can go out there and prove it. You guys let me know in the comment section what you think about the Nets' lack of rebounding this year. And if it's a big reason why this team is on a 3-game losing streak with back-to-back monster games at BarclaysCenter against the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight and on Thursday. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Give a sub to NYG Jeffy T85. More news updates and chatter surrounding the Brooklyn Nets. And turn on the bell for notifications of the next video or short dropping on the channel surrounding the Brooklyn Nets. Let me know in the comment section if you agree or disagree that one of the reasons the Nets team is not winning games right now is because of the lack of rebounding and the fact they're the worst rebounding team in the NBA. And if you think there's any chance possible this team could possibly get better in the rebounding department the rest of the season and going into the playoffs. Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Take it easy and let's go Brooklyn Nets. It's a Nets world, and we're all just living in it.